crypto.
Fun. When you mentioned that, Cora, I just visualized her in front of my face. Like, I mean, like humans, we love food, right? We love good food. Because, once you put something on the blockchain, nobody will be able to touch it, to alter it, or even to remove it.
Thanks for the reviews and downloads. The numbers are growing. It's kind of exciting. Go to iTunes now if you're a fan and give us a review. It helps. Everything you hear on Coloring Crypto is intended to illuminate cryptocurrency and the blockchain in an artsy way. Coloring Crypto is not investment advice. It's not an endorsement. We're painting a picture of cryptocurrency by hearing voices from a full spectrum. Today, we add color to the ICO part of our painting. Last episode, Andrew Chapin talked about the importance of governance, of gaining trust if one is to buy altcoins or alternative cryptocurrency. We've heard from investors, fund managers, futurists who are buying, selling, or holding cryptocurrency. Today's guest is creating a currency. You get to hear about it from Chelsea Lam, who is the co-founder of Munchee. If I recall from episode 6, some of the things to cover are: why is this currency necessary? What problem are you solving? Why is this the best solution? Why is the blockchain necessary? Let me know what you think on Twitter @ColoringCrypto and leave a question on our listener wallet.
Can you just start out and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, thanks, Gabe, for having me. So I'm Chelsea Lam. I co-founded Munchee, a visual food review app, and we launched the iOS app in April. We got featured as the top one most favorite app on Product Hunt in June, and we have like 16,000 something followers on Facebook and almost 4,000 followers on Instagram as our community. And I'm very happy to be here sharing with you guys about the project as well as our upcoming token sale.
Before we even get into that, let's just talk about the Munchee app. And so, I've downloaded it. I tried it. I think it's a really cool idea. To me, it looks like it's just really putting food first, in terms of reviewing things. But maybe you can just tell us about the app itself, and then we'll get into the token afterwards.
Munchee is basically a social networking application for, food lovers. And we only focus on, reviews and recommendations of individual restaurant dishes via, photos and videos. So think of us as Instagram for food. And also this app is a marketing channel for restaurants to really highlight their favorite dishes to nearby hungry foodies, because we believe that, even greasy restaurants do have some A-star dishes, right? One of the main reasons for us to actually come up with the idea is because when you're really hungry and you're searching for something to eat, you have to scroll with Yelp. You have to scroll through hundreds of reviews in order to be able to find that one good dish. Because, the reviews might talk about the restaurant atmosphere, the parking situation, or even, the location or how the staff don't speak English very well, etc. So we try to inform the user by showing them a list of the dishes with pricing, ratings, and reviews so that, they can be able to make a better and faster decision.
Instagram for food, Munchee. So this is an app that's already out, so people can download it. Okay, so now tell us about what you're up to with this token sale.
So in terms of token sale, why are we integrating the blockchain technology into the Munchee app? So there are 3 reasons why we're doing that. The first reason is we want to create a decentralized and totally trusted platform. As you may know, with current centralized platforms operated by Yelp or, Foursquare, etc., it is pretty much impossible to prove that there is no review manipulation, right? So in fact, I think Yelp has long been accused of review manipulation. So therefore, by using blockchain for, authenticating reviews, we can guarantee that no post will ever be censored, altered, hidden, or even removed. On top of that, Munchee will have the peer review system to prevent invalid and fake reviews. So, this will result in a totally fair and transparent platform for all members, I think, which is the best way for us to establish trust between consumers and businesses alike. The second reason for integrating the blockchain technology into the app is we want to eliminate middlemen. Currently, restaurant owners are charged, with outrageous transaction amounts by payment networks like Visa, MasterCard, and especially American Express. In fact, Amex, they charge restaurants 5% transaction fees. Blockchain and cryptocurrency would definitely help solve the problem by eliminating third-party payment networks like these, and therefore lowering transaction fees for restaurants. And finally, the third reason, which is very fun, is for rewards. Due to the lack of incentive for standard end users, those who have neutral or positive experiences are, in my opinion, far less likely to post reviews than those who have negative experiences. So with Munchee, users can get rewarded with Mun tokens for contributing quality content, regardless of positive or negative content to the platform. So this will encourage active participation and ensure fairness and transparency. Like food bloggers, foodies, or food influencers, they can now monetize on their hobby instead of, contributing quality content to platforms like Facebook or even Twitter. And they don't get paid for doing that, even though Facebook is making a ton of money on, selling ads using the user's content for that.
Those three things, we could spend a lot of time unpacking all of those. Let's start and see if I understand the first one with putting it on the blockchain. And you're saying that the reviews, as opposed to these closed systems like Yelp, by putting the reviews on the blockchain, that's permanent, it's transparent, it's not manipulated by any centralized entity, and that just creates the benefit to the customer is that's a more trustworthy system. Is that the essence of it?
Yes, exactly. Because, once you put something on the blockchain, nobody will be able to touch it, to alter it, or even to remove it. So it's permanent and it's there and it's public. So everyone will be able to see it.
So users can actually review the food, and if they earn these tokens, they can then use those tokens to purchase real food at a restaurant.
Yes, that's the most exciting part. If they're active on the platform, for example, let's say they post a picture with a nice review that all the users feel helpful, right? They will be able to earn, let's say, 5 Mun tokens. And if they do that 2 times or 3 times, they'll have like 10 or 15 tokens. They then can use those tokens to pay for their food and services at, partner restaurants. So the restaurant would want to take the Mun tokens in order to pay Munchee for advertisement space.
And have you guys already got some restaurants signed up?
We have about 4 or 5 partner restaurants in LA that are interested in joining us. And we're also in talks with the Kick platform. They just raised almost $100 million for their ICO. So basically, Kick is a messaging app. It has 30-something million users. And, we're talking with them so that we can be able to, be strategic partners.
Recently I had a guest on who told us about Subway sandwiches accepting Bitcoin, but the problem was that it took a half an hour for the payment to go through. What type of issues and things are you guys coming up against? Or what are going to be the challenges to making this successful?
In my opinion, so because we are a Ethereum-based token, so we will be on the Ethereum infrastructure, right? And so I attended this seminar, and Vitalik was there. He's the founder of Ethereum, and he's talking about, that they're improving the speed as well as the accuracy of the infrastructure, and they just started doing that. So I think that's a good first thing to do. Secondly, when it comes to, restaurants adoption on, cryptocurrency, I think it might be hard at first because, for example, Bitcoin, right? The value might drop 50% overnight or might increase 50% overnight. We don't know that. So what Munchee is proposing is we're going to be having another coin. It's called stablecoin. And this coin is solely used for the purpose of users paying restaurants. So users, after accumulating their Mun tokens, they can then use the Mun tokens to exchange for the stablecoin. And the stablecoin, for example, one stablecoin will be equivalent to $1. And it will always be like that. And then the stablecoins will be used to pay the restaurant. So that will increase the adoption of the restaurant, the Munchee platform, as well as making sure that there's a stability there within the ecosystem.
So this stable coin, that's because you came up with that because just the expected volatility of any kind of cryptocurrency, but you can't, if Munchee is out there as a cryptocurrency, the price can fluctuate wildly as crypto does. And so you've come up with stablecoin, and you're saying that's pinned to the US dollar. Is that what that is?
Yes, to $1. Yes.
Let me back out a little bit and just ask you your own experience with cryptocurrency and the blockchain. Like when did you first hear of cryptocurrency, and when did you kind of get involved?
So I first heard of cryptocurrency back in the beginning of this year when Ethereum was starting to pick up, and one of my friends asked me to invest in it, and we did come in at the right time, and then I started getting amazed with all these concepts, and especially blockchain. How awesome it is to have this disruptive technology. This
is great. So let me make sure I heard you right. Your friend suggested you invest in Ethereum, and you did. This is of anybody I've talked to so far, this is the most straight, quickest line. Usually the stories are, I heard about it and I didn't do anything, and then this happened and that, but you heard about it, you got into it, you listened to your friends, and next thing you know, you're launching your own ICO and making your own token. That's pretty exciting. Like, what's come up for you in this process that you've learned that was surprising, or things that you thought would be easy that were challenging? What's the process been like? There's
a lot of ups and downs, right? So investment-wise, I make a lot of money, but I also lost a lot of money on different, on certain coins. But it's an exciting journey. I learned to use so many different social media channels like Telegram, like Twitter, and, like Slack. In terms of, communications and reaching out to the community, like myself, when I started the project, when I came up with the idea, I reached out to like almost 100 something people, very well-known people in the industry, to ask them to be our advisors. And, Andrew Chapin was one of them. And I reached out to Lailu, and he accepted. He looked at our problems and our solutions, and he liked that. But then I never heard back from like another 90 something people. It's a rewarding journey. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of amazing things to learn, especially about this technology. Now you have to do KYC, which is know your customer, to be compliant with the Money Laundering Act, Anti-Money Laundering Act.
Let's jump into that piece, because I think one of the questions people are going to have is, if they are interested, in any ICO, what's the process if they actually want to buy in? Maybe you can explain how that works.
Right. Yes. So the proper process now is, vetting their token buyers, which is called Know Your Customer, right? So basically, for this process, we will be asking for, your full name, your country of birth, and country of residence, and maybe a photo ID of yours to be able to verify that, okay, you're eligible to participate in our token sale. Because as you know, that the Chinese government, they ban all ICOs. And then there's news about Russia, there's news about South Korea, Singapore, and especially the US. So, you want to be compliant. And recently I just heard that, if you didn't do a KYC process for your ICO, you won't be able to be listed on exchanges right after the sale ends. So that's something major. It's going to take a little more work and time for both the company and the buyers, but, it's worth it because, you're doing something that is legal and that is helpful. And, it just sets the standards for the upcoming ICOs.
So that's know your customer, and that's basically people that are going to buy a token, filing papers, essentially, passport or ID, so that it verifies who they are. Some of our listeners are brand new to cryptocurrency in general, and certainly ICOs. Can you even just back out and explain the process of a pre-sale, what that is? And you said, some of these tokens can't get onto the markets, exchange markets, if they haven't done a know your customer. Explain that to somebody who's new to this.
Usually the ICO has two main components. The first one is the pre-sale, which you usually get a 10, 15, or even 50% discount on the token. And then the pre-sale usually lasts for 3 days to a week, depending on how hot the ICO is. And then it'll be the main sale event, which is the main ICO event. And usually the main one doesn't have any discount. So basically that's the ICO 101.
What's the timing and the dates for the Munchee coin?
Right. So our pre-sale will start on October 31st. And that's the pre-sale. We'll have an offer of 15% discount for our first 25% token. And then the next 25% will be a 10% discount. And the rest, 50%, will be offered no discount. And that will be our main ICO event.
And for someone to get involved, what do they have to have in terms of, if they have a Coinbase account, are they ready to go, or is there other things they need to sign up for?
Right. Yeah. It's basically on the website and a white paper, but basically, we accept Ethereum, and Bitcoin for our Mun tokens. So as long as you have one of those two coins, you can exchange them for the Mun tokens. For a newbie, if you don't have an account yet, you can sign up to at Coinbase to purchase your first Ether, which is Ethereum, and then you can use Ethereum to buy any other coins. In this case, the Mun tokens.
What does it look like in a year or two in your imaginary vision of great success of this token?
So we are hoping to be able to raise money that we can use to expand the platform to major cities in America. So right now we have users that the majority of them is from LA, San Francisco, and New York. So we would like to see more major cities in the U.S. And then Loilu from Kaiba Network, one of our advisors, he has connections and partners in South Korea because Asian people, they love eating out, they love taking pictures of their food, and especially South Korea is moving towards a more a cashless society, right? They don't use cash anymore. That's a good thing for cryptocurrency as well as for blockchain technology.
I thought of a few things as you were describing that. I've seen there's some very popular food channels I forget where it was in Asia, but where people are just watching people eat a meal, and it's huge.
They make a lot of money doing that. I remember watching that. Did you watch it? I think there's a lot of them though. I know one girl, she makes $500,000 per year just by eating, really hot and spicy ramen, instant noodles, in front of her camera.
I think that's it really does help me get your product. I'm people want to look at food and people eating food.
Yes. People do sit there and watch her finish her large pot of ramen, of instant noodles.
That's so interesting.
It's very interesting, to be honest. I mean, humans, we love food, right? We love good food. So it's something that we do cherish. Another thing is, I am a girl and I'm Asian. So I tend to take a lot of food pictures and review them and post them on Instagram. And you'll be amazed to see how popular the food bloggers and influencers are on Instagram.
It's really interesting. I mean, like as you're talking, it is like, you know, the old adage of, you know, we break bread together to get to know each other and to bring the barriers down. And so food really is a central thing for, you know, society. Why couldn't another coin do the same thing? Why couldn't, you know, what's the advantage of having a unique Mun token?
Well, personally, when I first created the app, I believe that, you know, mom and pop shops, like very small, very old restaurants, they don't really have the money to actually renovate their restaurants, to actually create like a very nice ambiance or atmosphere. And maybe they're located in a very ghetto area, a very sketchy neighborhood, right? So I believe that, you know, they should be the ones that are given the fair chance to be able to highlight, showcase the best dishes. As long as you have good food and people like your food, I think that's all it matters.
And what's the advantage of doing this on the blockchain as opposed to just having, you know, a database?
Blockchain, if you post something on there, it's public and you can't really change it, you know, because you need like different keys to actually access that the blockchain actually to change something, which you don't. So by having the blockchain integrated within the app, we'll have like a trusted and, you know, an immutable system where you can really change and review. And also you can reward users with your cryptocurrency, which is awesome because, you know, everyone loves to be incentivized and, you know, because, you know, the ones that have positive experiences, they, you know, be less likely to review than the ones that had, you know, a very bad experience at a restaurant.
What sort of timeline do you anticipate? You know, let's say that the ICO is successful and you raise the money you need. What sort of timeline can people expect in terms of having this roll out and being able to actually use Mun tokens with the app?
So basically, we're having a token sale Q4 this year, and by Q1, we'll be able to have the money to actually, you know, improve our restaurant database. Because right now we're still missing quite a few restaurants in the database. We're going to be adding some new features, like, you know, adding the video feature in like Instagram, and then because right now we only have photos, that's it. And then we'll enhance our UX and UI of the app. By Q3, we'll begin, you know, development on the Munchee token smart contract on Ethereum blockchain. And that's when, you know, we launch our user acquisition and marketing campaigns focusing on, you know, different cities in America. And then we'll start piloting that into Asia as well. And South Korea will be the first market that we are targeting, we're going after.
Eventually, could a restaurant conceivably transition entirely over to Mun tokens?
Yes, they could. So one of the good things about, you know, the stablecoin is, you know, because the users have to exchange the Mun tokens for stablecoin, they will want to have a very good exchange rate for that, right? So they'll create more quality content to able to attract more restaurants onto the platform. And so the more restaurants we have, the more quality content Munchee has, the value of the Mun token will go up. It's like an underlying incentive for users to actually contribute and actually build the community.
If people want to get involved or sign up or get a hold of you, where should they go?
Yes, so they can email us at contact@munchee.io, or they can shoot me an email directly at chelsea@munchee.io.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to Coloring Crypto. Let me know what you think. What else should we be asking? Who should we have on? Visit our new website, coloringcrypto.com, to find the number for our listener wallet so you can be a color commentator, and tweet us at Coloring Crypto. Thanks again.
Subscribe now.